Hello everyone, welcome to my channel BOMBSHELL Gossip 24. Felicia Forrester adjusted the microphone with professional calm that didn't quite mask her irritation. She hated surprises, and this press event was full of them. Steffi. Good morning, everyone. We're here to celebrate Forrester Creations' ongoing innovation, and to introduce our newest designer, whose work has already generated serious buzz in the industry. The crowd murmured with interest. Remy stood in the wings, his hands slick with nervous sweat, his heart pounding so hard he could hear it in his ears. He looked impeccable, black suit, open collar, confidence barely covering chaos. He had spent years preparing for this, every stitch, every design, every sleepless night leading to this moment. But today wasn't just about fashion. It was about truth. Because behind the charm, behind the talent, lay a secret that had followed him his entire life. A secret he could no longer keep. From the front row, Rich Forrester watched Remy closely, his expression unreadable. Eric sat beside him, dignified as ever, cane in hand, his sharp blue eyes assessing everything. Hope Logan, beside RJ, whispered something, but her eyes never left Remy. And across the stage, Steffi gestured for him to step forward. Steffi. Everyone, please welcome the designer behind our new Rebirth collection, Remy Sharp. Applause rippled through the room. Remy walked out under the lights, every step deliberate. The world saw confidence. But inside, he was still the boy who'd grown up in silence, knowing his last name wasn't the whole truth. He reached the podium, adjusted the mic, and smiled faintly. Remy. Thank you, Steffi. And thank you, Forrester Creations, for trusting me with something as meaningful as Rebirth. He paused, scanning the room, and the family whose blood might also run through his veins. Remy. This line isn't just about new beginnings in fashion. It's about new beginnings in life. About the courage to face where you come from, and finally tell the truth about who you are. Steffi's brow furrowed. She leaned toward Ridge, whispering, "What's he doing?" Ridge shrugged, wary. "Let him talk." Remy took a steadying breath. Every secret moment, every whispered warning from his mother, every photo tucked in a drawer, led here. Remy. Most of you know me as Remy Sharp. But that's not the full story. The room hushed instantly. Even the cameras stopped clicking. Remy. My mother is Felicia Forrester. A gasp rippled through the press. Steffi froze, color draining from her face. Rich's head snapped up. Eric's grip on his cane tightened. Remy held their gaze. His voice didn't shake now. Remy. Which makes me a Forrester. Silence. Heavy, electrified silence, filled the room. The fallout. Steffi moved first, cutting through the crowd like a storm in heels. Steffi. Cool but lethal. That's enough, Remy. Remy turned toward her, calm but defiant. Remy. I'm just telling the truth. Steffi. On our stage? During our press event? Without consulting a single member of this family? Remy. It's my story, Steffi. I've kept it quiet for too long. Ridge rose, holding up a hand. Everyone, let's take a breath. But Steffi was beyond calm. No, Dad, this isn't about breathing. This is about control. Her gaze locked on Remy, ice cold. Steffi. You think dropping our family name in front of the media gives you a place here? That's not how it works. Remy. I didn't ask for permission to exist, Steffi. I'm not claiming the company. Just the truth. Eric's voice, deep and steady, broke through the tension. Eric. Felicia never said anything. Remy. She wanted to. But you know how this family handles the inconvenient. Eric looked away, pained. Steffi bristled. Steffi. How dare you? Rich. Interjecting, sharply. That's enough. The sudden command silenced them. Rich turned to Remy, his expression unreadable but his eyes searching. Rich, quietly. You're saying Felicia's your mother. Where is she now? Remy hesitated. His throat tightened. Remy. She's in Europe. She's been sick. She didn't want me to come forward until now. A soft murmur from the reporters, Hope's hand covering her mouth. Rich blinked, the realization hitting. Rich. She's dying. Remy's silence was confirmation enough. For a moment, even Steffi couldn't speak. The anger in her chest dimmed, replaced by something far more dangerous, guilt. Press panic. The reporters began shouting questions. Reporter 1. Is this true, Mr. Forrester? Is Felicia Forrester back in Los Angeles? Reporter 2. Will Remy join the Forrester board? Steffi. Enough. This press conference is over. Security began ushering the media out as the family remained frozen under the bright lights. When the last camera left, Steffi turned back to Remy, fury barely contained. Steffi. You blindsided us. Remy. You kept me in the shadows. Steffi. Because you didn't give us a chance. Remy. Because you never would have given me one. Hope stepped between them, her voice gentle but firm. Hope. Stop. Both of you. This isn't a PR crisis, it's a family crisis. Steffi glared at her. Steffi. You don't get to lecture me on family, Hope. Hope. Maybe not. But I know what it's like to grow up wondering where you fit. Maybe Remy deserves to stop wondering. Remy's voice softened. Remy. Thank you. Rich looked at him, struggling to process everything. Rich. Why now, Remy? Why bring this to us like this? Remy. Because Mom didn't want to die with a secret. And because I was tired of living without a name. The confrontation. Hours later. The lights in the press lounge are dimmed. Steffi stands alone, looking out at the empty runway. Rich enters quietly. Rich. You handled it like your mother would have. Steffi. Oh. You mean yelling in public and threatening to throw a designer out a window? Rich chuckles softly, then sighs. Rich. He's your cousin, Steffi. Steffi. He's a liability. Rich. His family. Steffi. So was Rick. So was Thomas. How many family implosions do we have to survive before we learn? Rich. He's not the enemy. Steffi. No. But he's a Forrester by revelation, not by loyalty. That makes him unpredictable. Rich's tone turns quietly firm. Rich. Then we make him loyal. The truth of blood. Meanwhile, in the design studio, Hope finds Remy alone, staring at a family portrait on the wall. The one with Eric, Ridge, Stephanie, and Felicia, smiling, radiant, younger. Hope. It took courage to do what you did. Remy. It took desperation. Hope. Maybe both. He exhales, eyes distant. Remy. All my life, I watched interviews, photo shoots, fashion shows, the Forresters, the family everyone in this town wanted to be a part of. And my mother just said, that's not our world anymore. But it was mine. Hope. You belong here, Remy. Remy. You think so now. Wait until tomorrow's headlines hit. She steps closer, her tone softening. Hope. Then let them talk. The truth can survive gossip. He looks at her, the walls finally lowering. Remy. You really believe that? Hope. I have to. I'm a Logan. They both laugh, a small, human sound in a day that had been anything but. Scene 6, Family Council. Later that night. The Forrester conference room glows with soft golden light. Ridge, Steffi, Eric, and Carter sit around the table. The weight of history fills the silence. Eric. Felicia's boy. I never thought I'd live to see the day. Ridge. He's not just Felicia's boy, Dad. He's ours now. Steffi. If he's really telling the truth. Eric. Steffi. Steffi. We need proof, Granddad. A DNA test. Before we put his name on a press release, we better make sure it belongs there. Eric nods reluctantly. Eric. You're right. But if he is who he says, we owe him the family he's missed. Steffi glances at Rich, voice quieter. Steffi. And if he's lying? Rich's voice turns low, dangerous. Rich. Then he'll learn what it means to cross a Forrester. Tag scene, the call. Remy stands alone on the terrace outside Forrester Creations. The city glows below him. He takes out his phone and dials an international number. Remy. Mom. I did it. They know. A faint woman's voice answers, weak, emotional. Felicia. I'm proud of you, sweetheart. Remy. You think they'll forgive you? Felicia. They'll forgive you first. Then maybe they'll remember me kindly. He smiles through tears. Remy. I love you, Mom. Felicia. And now they'll love you, too. Even if they don't know it yet. The line clicks. He stands there, trembling, as headlights appear in the distance, a car pulling up fast. The door slams. Steffi steps out, face unreadable. She walks toward him. Steffi. If you're going to be a Forrester, Remy, you'd better be ready to fight like one. Remy meets her gaze, no fear left in his eyes. Remy. Then I guess I'm home. The door opens. Remy enters, dressed sharply but pale, nervous energy barely contained. Carter follows with the envelope in hand. Eric. Thank you for coming, everyone. Let's keep this private. No press, no leaks. Just family. Steffi. Let's hope it stays that way. Remy flinches, glancing at Rich. Rich gives a small nod, not reassurance, just restraint. Rich. Let's get it over with. Carter opens the envelope slowly. The sound of the paper crackling fills the silence. Everyone leans in. Carter. The test confirms a 99.8% probability that Remy Sharp is biologically related to the Forrester family through Felicia Forrester. Gasps ripple around the room. Rich. My God. Eric. Felicia, you didn't tell me. You didn't tell anyone. Steffi. It's true. Remy exhales, relief and fear colliding inside him. Remy. I told you. I didn't come here to steal anything, just to tell the truth. Steffi spins, snapping. Steffi. The truth? You dropped a bomb at a press event. Do you have any idea what that did to our image? To me? Hope. Steffi. Steffi. No, Hope, not this time. He didn't respect the family, the company, or the brand. Remy. I respected the blood in my veins. The line lands hard. Steffi freezes. Rich's voice cuts through, calm but powerful. Rich. Enough. He looks at Remy, then at the results in Carter's hand. His jaw tightens. Rich. He's one of us. That means he gets a seat at this table. Steffi stares at her father, disbelief and hurt flickering in her eyes. Steffi. You can't be serious. Rich. His family, Steffi. We don't get to choose that. Steffi. Oh, I know that, Dad. We just keep paying for it. Remy stands alone, looking at sketches of his rebirth line pinned across the board. The door opens quietly, Hope enters, cautious but kind. Hope. You okay? Remy. Define okay. Half the family wants to celebrate, the other half wants me gone before lunch. Hope. That's normal around here. He smiles slightly. She moves closer, studying his designs. Hope. These are beautiful. There's heart in them. You have Felicia's talent, but you see the world differently. Remy. She used to say that, too. She'd watch me sketch at the kitchen table and whisper, the Forresters won't know what hit them. He laughs softly, then the laugh cracks into something fragile. Remy. I didn't think she meant it literally. Hope. You did the right thing. Remy. Maybe. But the right thing in this family always feels wrong to someone. Hope reaches out, placing a comforting hand on his arm. A pause, unspoken connection. Then Steffi's voice cuts like a knife from the doorway. Steffi. Touching. Are we mixing business with therapy now? Hope drops her hand, annoyed. Hope. We were talking, Steffi. That's allowed, right? Steffi. Not when it's with someone who just turned our company upside down. Remy. Maybe it needed turning. Steffi steps closer, all ice and precision. Steffi. Listen carefully, cousin. I've spent years keeping this company alive. You show up with a last name and a sob story, don't expect a warm welcome. Remy. I don't want a welcome. I want a chance. Steffi. Then earn it. She exits, slamming the door behind her. Hope sighs, tension fading into sadness. Hope. That's Steffi's version of hello. Remy. Remind me to return the favor. Rich sits behind his desk, staring at Felicia's old photo. Eric enters quietly, a slow sadness in his step. Eric. So, he really is hers. Rich. Yeah. I can see it now. The way he talks, the stubbornness. The heart. Eric. Felicia was always private. Maybe she thought this was her way of protecting him. Rich. Or protecting us. Eric studies his son, reading the conflict in his eyes. Eric. You're proud and angry at the same time. Rich. How do you forgive a secret like this, Dad? Eric. By remembering why it was kept. We all hide things when we're afraid of losing each other. Rich leans back, frustrated. Rich. Steph is already on the warpath. Eric. And you're going to let her burn bridges before she learns what it means to build one. Eric's tone softens. Eric. Don't repeat my mistakes, Rich. You can't lead this family through anger. Rich nods slowly, thoughtful. Then his phone buzzes, a text from an unknown number. You don't know everything about Remy. Meet me, alone. Tonight. Rich frowns, staring at the message. Steffi is alone, typing furiously on her laptop. The door opens, it's Deacon. Deacon. I hear there's a new Forrester in town. Steffi. You've got some nerve walking in here, Deacon. Deacon. Relax. I'm just saying congratulations. You've got a new cousin, that's like, what, number 30 by now? Steffi. If you came to gloat, don't. Deacon. Actually, I came because I know Remy. Steffi's head snaps up. Steffi. You what? Deacon. His mom and I crossed paths years ago. Paris, I think. Nice woman. Smart. Secretive. Steffi narrows her eyes, suspicion flaring. Steffi. You knew about him. Deacon. Not exactly. Just rumors. Felicia kept her world locked tight. Steffi. And you didn't think to mention this? Deacon. Would you have listened? Steffi slams her laptop shut, rising with controlled fury. Steffi. If you're hiding something, Deacon, I will find out. And I swear, if you or Hope had any hand in this. Deacon. Whoa. Leave Hope out of this. She's just trying to help the kid find his footing. Steffi. And where were you when the truth mattered? She storms past him, muttering. Steffi. Typical sharp, always showing up after the damage is done. The terrace glows with soft city light. Rich waits, uneasy. The door opens and Carter steps out, envelope in hand. Rich. You sent the message? Carter. I did. There's something you need to see. He hands Rich a document, a second set of papers. Rich. What is this? Carter. The DNA results from an independent lab, one Felicia apparently arranged before she fell ill. Rich's eyes scan the page, confusion hardening into shock. Rich. No, this can't be right. Carter. It says Remy is Felicia's son, but the paternal match isn't clear. Rich. What do you mean, not clear? Carter. It lists two potential markers, one matching Forrester DNA, and another matching Sharp. Rich's face drains of color. Rich. Deacon. Carter. It's not conclusive, but if that second test is accurate. Rich. Then the Forresters aren't the only family in this mess. He looks out at the city, realization sinking in. Remy sketches under dim light, music low, when Rich bursts in. His voice is sharp, furious, controlled. Rich. We need to talk. Remy. Is this about Steffi again, or are we skipping to round 2 of How to Doubt a Forrester? Rich. Cut the sarcasm. I saw the independent results. Remy stiffens. Rich. You knew, didn't you? Remy. Knew what? Rich. That Felicia wasn't sure who your father was. The silence that follows is devastating. Remy's voice comes out small but steady. Remy. She told me before she got sick. But she said it didn't matter, that the Forresters were my home. Rich. You should have told us. Remy. Would it have changed anything? Rich. It changes everything. Remy slams his sketchpad down. Remy. No, Rich. What changes everything is the way you treat people who weren't born under your last name. Rich's anger falters. Remy's pain hits too close to home. Rich. If Deacon Sharp is your father. Remy. Then what? You'll exile me? Pretend I don't exist? Rich. It would mean the Forresters have been building a legacy on lies. Remy. Welcome to your own family history. Rich stares at him, eyes filled with fire and something like pity. Rich. You've got her fire, all right. Felicia would have been proud, and furious. Remy. Maybe that's what being a Forrester really means. Rich turns to leave, stopping at the door. Rich, quietly. You're not the only one facing the truth tonight. He exits. Remy slumps into his chair, running a hand through his hair. His phone buzzes, a text from Hope. Steffi called an emergency meeting. Be careful. Remy looks up, dread creeping across his face. Tag scene, int. Forrester Creations, boardroom, late night. Steffi, Ridge, and Eric sit at the table. Hope and Deacon enter on one side, Remy on the other. The tension is suffocating. Steffi. We have a problem. Ridge. A big one. Eric. Before this goes any further, we deal with facts. No gossip. Steffi. The fact is, this family's secret is about to go public. Remy. And you're going to make me your scapegoat. Steffi. You did that yourself. Hope. That's enough. Everyone turns to her. She stands, voice shaking with anger. Hope. All of you, stop tearing each other apart. Remy didn't choose this. Felicia did. And whatever her reasons, she loved him enough to protect him. Maybe that's what this family forgot how to do. The silence afterward is heavy. Even Steffi looks shaken. Eric. She's right. He turns to Remy, voice softening. Eric. No matter what the tests say, you are family, by blood or by heart. Remy swallows hard, emotion rising. Rich's phone buzzes again, another message from the lab. Additional results available. Immediate attention required. He stares at the screen, eyes widening. Rich. Oh my God. Steffi. What is it? Rich. The second test just confirmed the paternal match. Eric. Who? Rich looks up, eyes locking on Deacon across the room. Rich. Him. Everyone freezes. Deacon's face goes pale. Hope gasps. Remy stumbles back, speechless. Deacon. You're saying. Rich. That you're his father. The camera lingers on each stunned face, Hope's tears, Steffi's disbelief, Eric's sorrow, and Remy's heartbreak, before closing on Deacon, who whispers to himself. Deacon. What have I done?